What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie10988 coming at you live once again. I'm going to talk about a topic that's very sensitive, and I'm probably going to say some things here that will be completely unfunny to begin with. Secondly, they're most likely going to be offensive to someone. And thirdly, I have a feeling that my opinion on this matter is going to be absurdly unpopular. But I want to talk about it anyway, and the topic is Casey Anthony. Now, if you're tired of hearing about the subject or you don't want to hear my opinion on it, I'm sure that Shay Tard is doing something stupid with his kids, or Philip DeFranco is making fun of some girl for being 5 pounds overweight, or Nigga Hagas being Asian. And you can go watch those guys, and I have Nigga Hagas, I don't even know how you pronounce that. Anyway, the point that I'm making, you can go find something better to do. But if you want to hear my actual opinion on the topic, well, let's talk about it for a minute. Casey Anthony. Um, what's my opinion on the topic? I don't have an opinion on the topic. And until I didn't know who she was until the verdict got laid out and people started emailing me and asking me on my Facebook and in my YouTube inbox, what's your opinion? I had to research it. I didn't know that her verdict came out. I didn't know that she was found not guilty until people alerted me to it. Now, you may not know this, but I don't have basic cable in my house. I read the internet, but I don't really read like CNN, or I don't know what Fox News and MSNBC and CBS News, I don't know what they're talking about on an average daily basis. I don't know. I don't watch Oprah. I don't watch Dr. Phil. I don't know what the talk show circuit is talking about. I really don't. And apparently that's where a lot of this information come from. And apparently the trial had been going on for 3 years. And when I was first alerted to it, the very first thing I said to my girlfriend was, why do people care about this particular case, this particular murderer? You know, O.J. Simpson, okay, that was a trial of the century, and it was televised, and it was because it was O.J. freaking Simpson. So what did this girl do? Was she on a reality show? Did she win American Idol at some point? Why this case? Why this girl? And I guess it's because of the particular graphicness of the child situation. Maybe it's because some people find her attractive, as I've learned from reading the internet. Maybe it's because of the strange particulars of the case, but the reality of it is it's because the media sensationalized it. And if the media had not told everyone that this was important, it wouldn't be important. And one of the things you need to realize is that children die every day. People neglect children every day. You know, cases of sudden infant death syndrome that are in reality parents choking their kids to death are misdiagnosed. People don't go to jail for it. Children are duct taped and beaten and tortured. Some survive, some don't. And it happens all over the world every day. So why this girl? Why do we care? And the reality of it is, it's because it was sensationalized. Because it was on the television. And the news reported responsibly things that need to be reported. The dying American economy, pretty important. We don't talk about that very much. The war in Iraq and Afghanistan, we don't talk about that. On the same day that Casey Anthony, whatever the hell her name is, was found not guilty, there's a bomb that went off in Iraq, killed 35 people. Why is that not on the front page of the news? You know, 1-2-year-old babies found duct tape in a backyard somewhere, but 35 American soldiers are torn to shreds and nobody gives a shit. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that the media is not being very responsible whether we report it anymore. They would rather report about this. They'd rather have their cameras in a courtroom watching Casey Anthony's reaction for getting away with murder than they would have a camera in Iraq talking to the soldiers who survived that particular incident. Why? Because ratings. Because you don't want to watch it. Because I don't really even want to watch it. You know, I'm not better than you. I'm not different from you. And we all join hands together and we crucify Casey Anthony. We all laugh and we make jokes and we make memes, and it's because it's popular. You know, if it was popular to hate the war in Iraq, to hate the war in Afghanistan, we'd be doing that together like a family, like friends do. You know, so the point that I'm making is I don't understand, in a world filled with tragedy, in a world filled with people suffering, not just across the country, not over in Iraq, but in your hometown where you live. You may know someone who is an alcoholic, who's struggling with addiction, who's struggling with enough food to eat. Of course, they eat their share of it, I guess, whatever fat joke you want to make here. That's suffering from mental illness, physical illness, that needs help, that needs someone to intervene. You know, we're not doing that. That's not popular. My mother, I'm going to talk about her for a minute. She was not a good person. I think those who know the details can agree that she did a lot of very terrible things. But she taught in the Head Start program for 27 years. In those 27 years, she dealt with a lot of underprivileged families. Some of the most amazing families I've ever met in my life, but some of the people that were unable to provide for themselves, unable to provide for the kids that they accidentally had, unable to put clothes on their kids, unable to get enough education to get a job to where they could provide for their kids. They were addicted to drugs and raising kids anyway. She would feed them in this Head Start center to make sure that that was the only food that they, sometimes it was the only meal in a day that they would have, that if she didn't help them provide clothes for those kids, they'd go without. There were kids that would walk in with shoes that were falling apart that had been handed down from two other kids. She would put Christmas gifts under trees during Christmas for families that would have nothing else, nothing there. And she wasn't a particularly good person. So she'd also been fascinated with this Casey Anthony shit, too, because she liked whatever Ellen or Oprah was talking about, or Dr. Phil. Um, but I just wonder what it says about us that we give two shits about whether or not Casey Anthony walks. Why we give two shits about one poor 2-year-old girl and their children starving in every city in America right now. So that's my actual opinion. I told you wouldn't like it.